even during the artificial night cycle. Lights glowed across the massive ring-shaped platform, reflecting off polished metal floors and transparent domes that showed the stars drifting slowly outside. Merchants from dozens of species shouted prices in musical tones, mechanical clicks, and low vibrations. Floating signs changed colors with every offer. Scents of alien spices mixed with warm steam and ozone. In the middle of this chaos, a quiet human walked alone. His name was Eli. He moved slowly, hands clasped behind his back, eyes calm. He wore simple clothes, dark and unmarked, nothing like the bright fabrics and armor worn by most visitors. His presence barely disturbed the flow of traffic. People stepped around him without thinking, assuming he was another harmless off-worlder, perhaps a trader's assistant or a lost tourist. Humans had that reputation here. Small, soft, fragile. Eli stopped near a stall selling crystal fruits that pulsed faintly with inner light. He studied them carefully, not touching, just observing. The merchant, a tall being with layered eyes, glanced at him and then looked away, already bored. That was when Mira noticed him. Mira stood across the walkway, helping her aunt arrange bundles of woven light fiber. She was not from one of the dominant species of the station. Her people were known for diplomacy and trade, not strength. Mira herself was young, her skin tinted a soft blue under the station lights. Her eyes large and expressive. She'd been speaking confidently to a group of customers when her gaze drifted, just for a moment, and landed on the human. There was something different about him. He was not staring at displays with hunger or excitement. He was not overwhelmed by the noise. He stood as if the market flowed around him like water around a stone. Calm, grounded. Still, Mira felt heat rise to her cheeks. She did not understand why humans were rare here. Yes, but not unheard of. Most were loud, nervous, eager to impress. This one was none of those things. His silence felt heavy, meaningful, as if he was listening to something deeper than sound. She looked away quickly, embarrassed by her reaction. Then she looked back. Eli had turned slightly, his gaze lifting. Their eyes met. For a fraction of a second, the entire market seemed to slow. Eli did not smile. He did not nod. He simply held her gaze with quiet curiosity, as if acknowledging her presence without demanding anything from it. Mira's blush deepened. Her aunt noticed immediately. "What is it?" the older woman asked, following her niece's line of sight. "A human?" Mira nodded, flustered. "He is just standing there." "That is what they do," her aunt said dismissively. "Careful ones. Still waters." Mira swallowed. She did not know why her heart felt unsteady. Eli turned away first, stepping forward to another stall. The moment passed, but it left a strange echo behind it. Neither of them noticed the group moving in from the eastern gate. They were large, armored figures with heavy steps and sharp voices. Their kind controlled much of the station's security through contracts and intimidation. Merchants fell silent as they approached. Shutters lowered. Crowds thinned. Mira stiffened. She knew them. Everyone did. The lead enforcer pointed at a vendor nearby and barked an order. Credits were demanded. Fear followed. The vendor's hand shook as he complied. Mira's aunt cursed softly. "Stay close," she whispered. Eli heard the shift in the market before he saw it. The noise pattern changed. Voices dropped. Footsteps slowed. His shoulders straightened slightly, a subtle change that meant everything to those who knew humans well. He turned. One of the enforcers noticed him and laughed. "Look at this," the enforcer said loudly. "A quiet one. Lost a little human?" The others chuckled, amused. Eli did not respond. That made them laugh harder. The leader stepped closer, towering over him. "You blocking the path?" Eli looked up, calm eyes meeting aggressive ones. "No," he said simply. The word was soft, flat, unemotional. The enforcer frowned. "Then move." Eli remained still. Around them, the market held its breath. Mira watched, fear gripping her chest. Humans did not stand up to these figures. They could not. Everyone knew that. Eli spoke again, voice unchanged. You are disrupting trade. The enforcer stared at him, stunned. Then anger twisted his features. You think you can tell us anything? Eli's gaze flicked, just once across the enforcers. He assessed spacing, balance, reactions. Years of training surfaced quietly, invisibly. I am asking, he said. The leader raised a heavy arm. That was when the market erupted. Eli moved to the watching crowd. It looked impossible. One moment he stood still. The next, the enforcer's raised arm was redirected. Momentum turned against itself. A sharp strike landed not with brute force, but with precision. The armored giant stumbled, crashing into a stall. Gasps echoed. Another enforcer lunged. Eli stepped inside the reach, using leverage and timing. The attacker hit the ground hard, enough to crack the floor plating. Mira's mouth fell open. This was not strength as they understood it. This was something else, controlled, efficient, silent. The remaining enforcers hesitated. Eli did not chase them. He did not threaten. He simply stood, breathing steady, eyes alert. Security alarms finally sounded. The enforcers retreated, dragging their wounded, shouting threats that no one listened to anymore. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then the market exploded with sound. Voices rose. Merchants cheered. Fear turned into awe. Words spread like fire through dry grass. A human, a quiet human. Mira realized she was shaking. Eli turned, scanning the crowd, ensuring no further danger. His eyes met hers again. This time he nodded. Just once, Mira felt something shift deep inside her. Later, after order was restored and security drones hovered overhead, Eli returned to the crystal fruit stall. The merchant now stared at him with open respect. Myra gathered her courage and approached. Thank you, she said, voice soft. Eli looked at her, truly looked this time. For what? For reminding them, she said. That strength does not always shout. Faint smile touched his lips. They spoke briefly. Simple words. Names exchanged. No promises. No drama, but the market watched. Stories spread across Lyra's station by nightfall. Not of violence, but of restraint. Of a human who could have destroyed but chose balance. Of quiet power. Mira stood beside her aunt. Watching Eli disappear into the crowd once more, her cheeks warmed again. She knew the station would never see. Humans the same way, and somewhere deep in the endless hum of the market, a new truth had taken root. Humans did not need to announce themselves. They only needed to stand still and let the universe realize what had been standing there all along.